Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? All the reports are that the New Orleans Saints will start Jake Haener against the Commanders on Sunday if Derek Carr is unable to go. The official word will be that if Carr can't at least go through the walkthrough on Saturday, that he would not play on Sunday against the Commanders. We'll wait and see what happens with that, but I think all assumptions are that Derek Carr is not going to be able to play. So officially on the Friday injury report, Derek Carr is listed as officially doubtful. DeMarco Jackson Bub means out. Tano Passanio questionable. He could make his season debut. The good news, Alvin Kamara, Juwan Johnson, both full participants in Friday's practice. So Kamara with the illness, Juwan Johnson with the foot injury, who did not practice on Thursday. Was limited on Thursday. Juwan Johnson was, but full on Friday. So that's good news. But again, we'll wait and see on Carr. Again, doubtful, but they want to see if he can go through a walkthrough on Saturday before making the final call on Sunday. But it's very likely that it's going to be Jake Haener. And I don't love the decision. And this isn't necessarily a knock on Jake Haener or some tremendous praise for Spencer Rattler. I just think it's more a matter of if you're playing for the now or the future. What you feel like you're playing for. And the Saints clearly still very much feel like they're playing for the now. While their odds of making the playoffs are less than 1%, as long as you still have a percent chance, the Saints are going for it. So they're going to play whoever they feel gives them the best chance. And they watched Spencer Rattler start 3 games, and it didn't go great. And I don't believe Jake Haener is much better an option. But that's my opinion. We just haven't seen it. Jake Haener has never started a game in the NFL. Jake Haener has played in 7 games this season, all in a backup role. He's attempted 29 passes. He's 14 of 29 for $177, a touchdown, no picks. His QBR is 42, and his quarterback rating is 79. Like, it ain't been good, but we also haven't seen him go through a week preparing as a starter and then having the opportunity to start a game. I presume we will see that on Sunday. And unlike Spencer Rattler, who the 3 games he started was all with a makeshift offense, a mishmash offensive line in front of him without his best weapons, at least Jake Haener is going to have the starting offensive line in a whole in front of him on Sunday, provided he is the starter. And you'll have Kamara, and you'll have Kendre Miller, and you'll have Foster Moreau, and you'll have Juwan Johnson. You're not going to have Olave or Shaheed, but that's been notable throughout the course of the season, and you're not going to have, obviously not going to have Taysom Hill either. But most significantly is he will have the starting offensive line in front of him. I just don't expect anything better. But I also don't know, which is probably what the Saints are looking at here. It's probably one of those situations where they know what they have in Spencer Rattler, which is a rookie quarterback who's not ready to go win you games in the NFL. Not to say he never will be, but just right now he's not. You can't definitively say that about Haener because we haven't seen Haener do it. It's like they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle to say, we know Rattler can't. I don't think Haener can, but until we find out, we don't know, so let's find out. Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle. The best example would be Tommy Cutlets from a year ago. We saw it with Tommy DeVito a year ago. Tommy DeVito ripped off 3 straight wins as the Giants starting quarterback. Now, he stinks. He stinks. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He'll never start again unless if it's in a situation like this. The starter gets hurt, he has to go in. But he's a career backup for as long as he might play in the NFL. But last year, the Giants went and won 3 in a row and 4 of their final 6 with Tommy Cutlets as the starting quarterback in place of an injured Daniel Jones. But very clearly, Tommy Cutlets isn't any good. I don't know why I keep saying Tommy Cutlets. I just like saying Tommy Cutlets, to be very honest. That's why I keep doing it. But you all understand the point. So I don't think Jake Haener's any good. I don't think Jake Haener's going to wow us and become some perennial starter in the NFL and get a 9-figure deal somewhere down the line. We're all going to say, well, it started in that December game in the Dome when the Saints took on JD5 and the Washington Commanders. I don't believe that's going to happen. Because you go out on Sunday behind a good offensive line, Kamara, Kendre Miller, maybe play some really good defense against the Commanders, which as much as the Saints have struggled to stop running quarterbacks, I don't truly in my heart of heart believe that's going to happen. But this is a Commanders defense that's, middle, bottom, 17th in the NFL in scoring defense. Maybe it's a game. We just watched Thursday Night Football and watched the Niners and the Rams play a 12-6 game, a field goal game. It's the freaking NFL. I saw the Saints go on the road and score 9 points against the Bucs and win a game. I mean, maybe you find a way, as ugly as it might be, to scratch out a win, and then maybe next week Derek Carr's back. And so the one-off with Haener could keep you mathematically alive for another week. I don't know. I don't believe it. I'm just going through in my brain what the Saints are probably thinking. For me, I still want to see more of Spencer Rattler because I know this Saints team is not going to the playoffs. Like, I know this team is not going to make the playoffs. It might be this week that they're mathematically eliminated. If they lose and Tampa wins, like, we could see the Saints mathematically eliminated this week. And if that happens, okay, well, then the Saints are out. And then you start looking toward the future and what it may be. And I believe, as do the Saints, it's why they went with Spencer Rattler earlier this season, that Rattler is the guy that has the higher upside. So if Rattler's the guy with the higher upside, then you need to keep getting him more reps. You need to keep throwing him in the deep end to see if he figures it out the way that we've seen Bryce Young do that in Carolina. Again, I don't think Bryce Young in Carolina is by any stretch awesome, but what you've seen with Bryce Young here over the last month is a guy that looks like a competent starter and might actually end up being a good starter. Whereas through the first month of this season, as we approach the trade deadline, there was a very real conversation about whether or not the Carolina Panthers should trade Bryce Young and move on midway through his second year. It was that bad. So sometimes it just takes guys longer to develop. I don't know that we can make that declaration about Spencer Rattler. But what we can make a declaration about is you're not winning games because of Spencer Rattler right now. Maybe you could with Jake Haener, which is probably what the Saints are thinking. Still, I would rather not waste the opportunity to get reps for the guy with the higher upside to continue to evaluate him. But I don't make those decisions. And Darren Rizzi's trying to win this job. And if he keeps winning, every week he wins, he steps closer to becoming the full-time head coach of the New Orleans Saints and having the interim tag dropped. Maybe Jake Haener is a better option for him to get closer to that this week. So, Saints Commanders Sunday. If Carr can't go, and it looks like he won't, but if Carr can't go, it'll be Haener instead of Spencer Rattler. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.